Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lakers Talk with Gerald. This is episode 124. Everyone, I'm just going to jump right into it. Lakers lost last night. We have lost the last 3 games. We are in a situation right now where we're struggling. We're struggling. We're struggling for a number of reasons. Most of those reasons and the biggest reasons are because of injuries. The biggest injuries is to, of course, LeBron James. And then the second biggest is to our next super all-star is Anthony Davis. So if you didn't know, which you already know if you're Lakers fans, LeBron missed the longest stretch of his career, at least the most consecutive games, with about 20 games. And he came back a couple games ago. Anthony Davis was out 35-plus games, and he's back. But, of course, both of them are working themselves back in. But us being in dire straits is mostly due to injuries. Those two guys are our core. We are built around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And so without those two guys, we were saying, we're said to have had a deep bench. And we do, and a deep team. But the problem lies in without both of those guys being out for a majority of the season, our team was left to just play with a team that wasn't constructed to be played without them. And so we struggled. And it's a deep Western Conference and a deep NBA for that matter. I mean, every team you play is great. And being without your two major guys is going to be rough. And so we maintain somewhat decently without them. We really should say we should have a losing record and be a middle of the road team. And we pretty much were. But we stayed afloat. We beat some good teams. We beat some teams, the likes of Brooklyn Nets. And, a few nice teams like that. And, of course, we lost to bad teams, too. But all in all, what this is about is basically want to let all Lakers fans out there, there should be some concern. All right, everybody, I'm concerned, and we all should be concerned. LeBron James is concerned. Other teammates are concerned, and it's for a good reason. It's because of injuries. It's because of health. And we're not 100%. Everybody, that's just the plain truth. We as a team, Lakers, our main guns are not 100% healthy. LeBron James is not 100% healthy. He's probably around 70% or lower, to be honest. And he didn't say that himself. He did say that he is not healthy. What I'm going to do during this podcast is I'm going to play LeBron James Post interview. It was about 7 to 8 minutes long after the game last night, and he spoke of several things, including that his ankle, he's feeling soreness from it, and he's not 100%. And really the only way for him to really test that out is to play in some games. During this shortened season, it's such a short season, and all the games are compacted like no other season in the NBA, whereas you don't have enough games or time in between games to practice. So the whole season, the team really doesn't get a chance to practice any of the things they feel they need to work on. Adding new teammates and working on chemistry, it's hard to do that without practice time. What teams are finding, the Lakers are finding they have to do is get that practice time during the games. And so it's been very hard for the Lakers and hard for our team to get chemistry, especially with LeBron James gone and Anthony Davis most of the season. And now that they're back, they're having to try to mesh with them and learn how to play together all during games while LeBron James is trying to work himself back out of injury and get back in shape. Same thing with Anthony Davis. And while also, working in our new people that we picked up, Andre Drummond and Ben McLemore. So those kind of guys, we've been working trying to integrate them in with LeBron James. But it's just been tough because, as I mentioned, not much practice time. LeBron James, Anthony Davis just getting back. So the tough thing here is getting LeBron James back 100%. I truly believe that's what really is what we need right now. I know we're slipping slowly or fastly, however you want to say that. We've been slipping in the standings, specifically in the Western Conference. Right now, we are in 6th place in the Western Conference. If you don't know, for the new play-in type of schedule that they have for the NBA now, If you're anywhere from 7th place through 10th place, you're going to do what's called a play-in tournament to make the playoffs. And so normally the top 8 teams will make the playoffs automatically. As long as you finish the regular season in one of those spots, you're going to make the playoffs. In this case, they wanted to add some different kind of excitement to the NBA by adding this play-in tournament, which I don't consider it exciting at all. I don't want it. I don't like it. But it is what it is. So team 7th through 10th place, what they will do is they will basically do a play-in tournament between those teams. The 7th place team will play the 10th place team. The 8th place team will play the 9th place team. And what will happen is the 7th and 8th place teams will have the advantage in this tournament, whereas the 7th and 8th place team only has to win one game out of the 2 to get into the regular play-in, the playoffs, whereas the 9th and 10th place team have to beat those other teams twice in a row. If they do that, they will successfully beat them out in that playoff spot. And then from that point on, it'll be the normal regular format of the NBA playoffs, whereas there's 1 through 8 teams. The number 1 team will play the number 8, 2 will play 7, 3 will play 6, 4 will play 5, and it will go from there. So in this case, the Lakers are in 6th place, but they are in a deadlock tie with 5th place Dallas, Lakers in 6th, and then Portland is in 7th. Their records are 36 and 28, but with 8 games remaining left in the NBA, LeBron James not healthy, Anthony Davis chemistry is off. This is not looking well, and the Lakers have one of the toughest schedules left in the final 8 games, meaning they play mostly strong, good, very good playoff teams that are all vying for something. So, and whereas Dallas has one of the weakest schedules, they play mostly non-playoff teams for the rest of the way. Portland Trailblazers, they play some playoff teams, but it's still, probably half the strength of the Lakers schedule. So it's not looking well as far as them not making one of these play-in. It looks like they may fall to the 7th or 10th. But to me, the biggest worry is not even that. To me, and LeBron James said it himself, it doesn't matter where they fall right now if they're not healthy as a team. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot if they're not healthy as a team, specifically if LeBron James is not healthy. He is the engine of the team. He is you can say he's the damn near, he's the engine, he's the wheels, he's the whatever you want to say. That's LeBron James. So we need him healthy. So this is what I say, everyone. I say we need to sit LeBron James down. He played 2 games. He is having soreness. He's feeling pains in his knee, his right knee, his right ankle, whatever it may be. And he's not 100%, and he can't be himself in the game. When you watch the game, you can see LeBron James is not 100%. He's not able to play strong defense. He's not able to cut and move like he can. You could tell he's being, he's kind of, you could tell that he's feeling things. He's not able to just be himself, and it's affecting the team. They can't play as good. The team can't play as good team defense. Everything. It's hard to make it work when he knows he's not feeling well and he can't move the same. He's kind of a shell of himself, even though that's still good that's still really good player, but it's just not 100% LeBron James that we know and love. So, everybody, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just start this interview as I talked about with LeBron James. I'm going to stop it here and there and just make my comments on what I think about the question and the answer. Now, LeBron James is going to start off. It's going to start off, it appears they already asked the first question. And so here we go right now.
The first half it feels really good. Obviously warming up for the game. Everything is going well. In the last 2 games at halftime, after the break, it's kind of gotten a little sore on me, a little tight, and obviously coach decided not to, put me back in towards the end because of that. So, that's pretty much it.
So, that was pretty much them asking about how he felt. And as he mentioned, he got sore. It started to get sore, and then he says that the coach decided not to put him in during the last so many minutes. The last 4 or 5 minutes, the Lakers were down over 10 plus points. They were getting beat. They're trying to make a comeback. You could tell that LeBron James was not feeling well, and he was hurt, and so that's good. The coach should have not put him back in the game. LeBron should have not wanted to go back in the game because even if he does his all, we don't want to risk him getting injured again. That's my opinion, and it's a damn good one, everybody, because if we don't have LeBron James, then we might as well just call the rest of this season goodbye. We're not winning a championship as deep as the league is without LeBron James 100%. I mean, I love our team as deep as everyone says we are, which we were great, but it's not enough to win a championship without a healthy 100% LeBron James. So in my honest opinion, I say we just shut him down for the rest of these 8 games. Sit down, don't even play. I'm not even worried I'm not worried about this play-in tournament right now because once again, like I said, his health is the most important thing to our championship run. Without him being healthy, we don't have anything. So if we try to play him all these 8 games and just trying to not get in these play-in spots, we could risk him getting injured even worse. Or, he stays exactly the same. That's not enough. He needs to get 100% healthy or at least better than he is right now. And so we have about 2 weeks before any playoffs would start. That would give him 2 more weeks to try to get his body together and for it to heal. And so I say we sit him. All right, right now, we most likely won't fall out of a play-in spot altogether because right now our record is 36-28. Even if we lose all straight 8 games, now if we lost 8 straight games and the New Orleans Pelicans, who are in the 11th spot, if they win all straight games, then yes, we would swap spots with them and we would be out. So basically what I'm saying is the Lakers basically only need to win. Because there's 7 games separating the Lakers and the New Orleans Pelicans. Lakers basically only need to win 2 out of the 8 games to clinch a play-in spot. The Lakers should be able to do that without LeBron James, and I believe they can. They definitely could win 2 games without LeBron James out of 8. And if they can't do it, then, oh well, this season is shot anyway. But I truly believe we need to just sit LeBron James down for the rest of this season and the 8 games that is, and then, let him heal up that knee or that ankle as much as possible, everybody. I know that's going to be controversial to most Laker fans out there, but look at the facts. Let's listen to the rest of this interview.
Are you going to wake up and see how it feels tomorrow, LeBron? Do you have a plan yet about tomorrow night's game?
Well, yeah, that's the plan. The plan is to see how I feel and go from there. But definitely want to get healthy. I'm not in myself before our team. It's just challenging for us right now, but we'll be fine.
I was going to ask one more if I could. LeBron, just wanted your evaluation of this game on top of the losing that's coming into this and you getting reintegrated, AD, all that's going on basically. Like, how are you guys analyzing this as you get down to the stretch run here?
I think our team is predicated on health. That is the number one thing for our ball club. We're a team that we need to be healthy and we need to be full. If it's not one thing, it's the other. And then we show up today and our starting point guard is not in the lineup, so it's like another blow for us. That's going to be the biggest thing for us down the stretch, more than the games that we're playing, on just how healthy we're going to be, going into the stretch run.
There you go, everybody. He just talked about that. The biggest thing is health. He said more important, than this last so many games. It says it's just them being healthy come playoff time is the biggest thing. And all these other things that come up to, like you mentioned, Dennis Schroeder, he wasn't available due to safety protocols or something like that. So that could be contact tracing, anything like that in regards to COVID-19. So, Yeah, everybody. That's it. I mean, we need to be healthy, and he's not healthy right now, and it's not good. And man, I just feel we need to sit him for the rest of these games, and if and then we go from there. All right, let's continue the interview, everyone.
Dave?
LeBron, in regards to your health, I know you described how it got tighter in the second half. What's your level of concern or your plan to try to get healthy while you're playing these games?
Well, my level of concern, I really don't have too much level of concern, but my thing is I need to be healthy. And I need to make sure that my ankle, is in the where it was before, obviously before the injury. So, obviously I got to be smart with it. I'll talk to, my trainer Mike and go over with the coaching staff and, talk over with some of the players as well. But the most important thing for me is to be healthy, and to be at full strength, when it really matters. I mean, it matters now to me, because I hate sitting out games and I hate not being out on the floor. But, I'm also not, helping myself or, helping my team being out there and I'm not at full strength.
Dan?
Hey, LeBron. You just kind of said it. How do you balance sort of the knowledge that, yes, like, you need to be 100% come playoff time or as close to, as healthy as possible, but at the same time, the playing tournament is a real possibility kind of based on the standings. How do you kind of view the prospect of that, and does that change your mindset at all?
Well, it doesn't matter at the end of the day if I'm not, 100% close to 100%. It don't matter, where we land, So, that's my mindset. And, if this happens to we end up at 6th or 5th or whatever the case may be, or if we end up in the, the playoff, whatever that thing is, whoever came up with that shit need to be fired. But whatever.
Kyle.
Hey LeBron, we were talking to Kuz and about the last 7 games. The word he used was disconnected. Says doesn't feel like the team is quite as connected. Obviously, health plays a role in that, but I'm wondering if you sense that as well, and if so, are there factors besides health that you guys can control better than you guys have in the last 7 games?
Well, yes, I would agree with Kuz for sure. Having guys in and out of the lineup, having guys not healthy, being in the lineup or not being in the lineup. But, at the end of the day, we have, 5 guys on the floor and we need to play Laker basketball. And we haven't done that in the last 7 games, no matter who's been out on the floor. So, it starts with, with us and we get the game plan. We need to go out and execute it. But, definitely a challenging few weeks for us and something that we will ultimately, I think we'll figure it out.
Last 3 questions. BT?
LeBron, when you consider that you left without the ankle injury today, this is not here, you've had this long season. How overwhelming has this season been for this entire team?
I don't know. It's been challenging for the whole league, not just us. And obviously, the biggest point for us is that our 2, main guns were hurt significantly and out for a long time, with AD being out for almost 9 weeks and, me being out for 6 weeks with our injuries. And, and both of us pretty much almost at the same time at one point in the season. So, that hurt our team, our ball club a lot. But the season is the season. We knew it was going to be challenging. Everybody knew it was going to be challenging when they agreed to start the season up December 1. After coming off the the bubble league, the bubble season, so it's been a challenge for everyone, not just us.
Bill?
Hey LeBron, is what you're feeling these last couple of nights something that you're feeling during your rehab and kind of your ramp up to play, or is this a situation where you need to play the games to feel it and find out whether there would be pain? And then I guess the next question would be, knowing what you know now, do you think that you came back early? Too early?
You never know until you get out there, because honestly, some of the sharp pain that I'm feeling or the pain that I feel on the floor is I didn't have during my workouts, or during my training, or during my running and things of that nature. So, the only way to test it is to get out on the floor. And for one, there ain't no damn practice time. It's not like It's not like it's, you get practice time, you get 5-on-5, you get live. It's not. This is not the season for it. We've known that since the beginning. So, the only opportunity for me to get some live was during the game. So, I don't want to say I came back too early, but I mean, at the end of the day, I had to test it out and see where I was at.
So there you go. He said a lot right there. He said, there is no damn practice time. Only way to test it out is to get out there and to play. And then another crucial thing he said was sharp pain, the pain he's feeling in his knee. Sharp pains. He didn't feel sharp pains, and, he wasn't able to practice. So with sharp pains, everybody, this is something, that's why I said he needs to sit out the remaining 8 games. We can't have him out there having sharp pains in his ankle. That means it's not fully healed, everybody. He can't be going full out there trying to help us in these 8 games, because it's only going to hurt us more if something happens to him or he gets hurt. So he needs to sit down completely, sit down and not play games until, I'd say, maybe until days before the playoffs start or something, because we need to just let it heal as much as possible. And then we're just going to have to hope the chemistry thing comes, because the biggest thing is health. Like LeBron James says, we can't worry about chemistry when we're not healthy, and we can't be healthy if he's trying to play on a injured leg that has sharp pains. So he needs to sit it down. Lakers coaches, listen to me, Vogel, Jason Kidd, all the extra assistants coaches out there. You guys are the ones that make this call. You need to make this call for the sake of this Lakers team, for the sake of the rest of this year, for the sake of a chance of us winning a second championship. Okay? Sit LeBron James down. The rest of the interview, guys, I'm just going to play the rest of the interview. It's about another little less than 3 minutes. It will be one last question. The final question is going to be kind of a lighter question that they're going to ask, which is going to be, you'll learn a little bit about LeBron James' history and him growing up before he made the NBA. So it's kind of a good little insight and learn a little personal notes about him.
Last question, Joe Gordon.
Hey, LeBron. This question is a little bit off the normal path, but Zoom's all we have, so thanks for listening.
I would. You saying you asking a question that's off the path, Joe? I would never guess that.
Hey, you've spoken a lot about Spring Hill, the apartment, and growing up there, and memories and things like that. And the off the beaten path question is, do you remember, or what do you remember about moving out? Your last day there, and what you were thinking, and just anything about that day.
Well, I can even go back to when we first moved in. Just to have that stability. Me and my mother were, we had our fair share of moving around the city of Akron. Staying with a lot of my mom's friends, or me staying with the Walker family, or me staying with some of my AAU coaches, Coach Drew here, Coach Cotton here. So when my mom got that place and she found that apartment, Spring Hill, 1180 Rentar Lane, apartment 602, and she gave me a key on a shoestring, it was like a kid getting a brand new Mongoose bike for Christmas. Just having that stability, and it just felt like home. It felt like me and my mother had finally settled in on something. So, it's a place where my friends always came to. They always wanted to come and hang with me. Spend time with me and my mom, even though it was the smallest out of all the residents that me and my friends had. And, just my senior year, after, getting drafted and things of that nature, and knowing I was going to move out of there. And it was bittersweet. Bittersweet in the sense of, the bitter side was leaving that community, leaving, next door neighbors that, I seen all the time, either walking down the stairs or, riding the elevator, or being outside when I would walk to my car to go to school, or ride my bike and things of that nature. But the sweet part about it, I knew I was going to put my mom in a situation that I had always dreamed about, and just, getting her a place of even more security, where it's something that she owned. And, just move her on, like the Jefferson said, move on up, So, that was the bittersweet moment, but that place will always be with me for the rest of my life. And obviously, with my production company, my, Spring Hill right now. So Spring Hill Company, obviously, it sticks with me. So it's a good off the beat question. I like that one, Joe.
All right, everybody. That was the interview with LeBron James, and that was pretty good. That last question, that was actually something I had never heard about LeBron James, and about his upbringing and them getting an apartment, and how it plays a special place in his heart, in his life, and something he'll remember for forever. So that's the interview, everybody. So that's a lot of good information, straight from the horse's mouth, straight from LeBron James about how he's feeling, how his ankle is, sharp pains, and such. So everybody, with 8 games left, we once again, I recommend sitting LeBron James and us trying to just battle. We need to just win 2 more games to clinch a play-in, some type of play-in spot, and then we go from there. And then, we make it happen, everybody. So, remaining games, schedule coming up. We're just going to look at the Lakers schedule really fast and just to see the remaining games. It's going to be a tough schedule. We're playing Denver next. That's going to be tonight, everybody. We have a lot of back-to-backs, so that's something to think about. With the regular season ends on November 16th. So there's a lot of games to pack into this last so many weeks. All right, so Denver tonight at 10 p.m. It's going to be in ESPN. Then we play the Clippers on Thursday, May 6th. That's going to be a tough game. We play right after that, back-to-back, we play Portland Trail Blazers, also on ESPN. Then we play on Sunday, we play the Phoenix Suns, who are right now, they're right up there, close, I believe, tied or close to having first place in the NBA. Then Tuesday, May 11th, we play New York Knicks. Julius Randle is balling, all-star level on the New York Knicks. Wednesday, May 12th, we play Houston Rockets. Then Saturday, May 15th, we play Indiana Pacers. Then the last game of the season, Sunday, May 16th, we play New Orleans Pelicans. And the time to be determined. So that's the schedule, everybody. Looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm going to be watching the game tonight. Denver Nuggets, they are playing really well. Like I said, I hope they sit LeBron James, but I feel if they sit LeBron James, I still feel we can win. We have a good enough team, as long as we just play we play well. We play pretty good defense, and so we got a chance to win. I'm curious to see what happens tonight. Everybody, that's going to do it. Episode 124 of Lakers Talk with Gerald. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you guys. That's going to do it. I'm officially out.